Hello students, welcome back to our video. So in the last video we discussed about the purchase book, sales return book, purchase return book and the sales return book. We discussed with the help of an example. So now let's start with the last topic of your chapter, that is bills receivable book. So what is the bills receivable book? So when a seller has to receive payment from some customer, at that time generally the seller draws necessary bill on the customer for the sum due. The customer accepts and records such bill and return to the seller. Such bill is known as the bills receivable for the person who draws it, and it is known as bills payable for the person who accepts the same. For the holder of such bill also it is bills receivable. So in short, we can say that bills receivable book is a book when a seller has to receive payment from some customer. For example, just think that if a business has to receive payment from some customer because the business has sold some goods to some customer, so business is going to receive payment from some customer. So at that time generally the seller draws the necessary bill on the customer for the sum due. So for that the business will prepare bills receivable bill on the name of the customer for the sum due. So the customer accepts that bill and records such bill and returns to the seller. Such bill is known as the bills receivable for the person who draws it, and it is known as bills payable for the person who accepts the same. So here customer is going to accept the bill. That's why customer is known as bills payable for the person who accepts the same. And here business is making draws, correct? So business bills receivable is known as bills receivable for the person who draws it, and here customer gets the bills payable because customer accepts the bill. So for the holder of such bill it is bills receivable. So you also have to make the bills receivable book for that. So now let's see the format of the bills receivable book. So first column would be the bill number, then second column would be the date of bill and its receipt, then name of the acceptor, then fourth column would be the period of the bill, then fifth column would be the condition, then the date of maturity, then LF number, then place of payment, amount and the remark. So and on the top of the table you have to write the bills receivable book of Shri, whatever name in the question you have to write that name. So it can be seen from the above specimen, means this format, that the last column of bills receivable book is for the remarks. Last column is remark, correct? In this column details of use or disposal of such bill is shown. For example, bills discounted, if any discount is given, then bills discounted in bank, endorsed in favor of creditor, etc. Such detail is shown in the column of the remark. Okay. So in this chapter only the theory of bills receivable book, bills payable book, cash book and journal proper, only the theory is provided. You don't in this chapter sum is not there for bills receivable book, bills payable book, cash book and the journal proper. This only in this chapter only theory is included. In the next chapter we would be seeing with the help of an example how to prepare the bills receivable book, bills payable book, cash book and the journal proper. In this chapter only theory is given for the bills payable, bills receivable, cash book and the journal proper. Okay. So now let's see the meaning of bills payable book. We have seen that when a bill drawn by other party is accepted, it becomes bill payable for the person who accepts the same. So whenever the person who is going to pay the money, correct? So that person accepts the bill from the business or from the seller. So any person who is going to accept the bill, then it becomes bills payable for the person who accepts the bill. Okay, so for that, bills payable book is prepared. Now let's see. Details of bills drawn by traders and accepted as payable are recorded in the bills payable book. So now let us see the format for the bills payable book. So here is given. First column would be the bill number. Then second column would be the date of acceptance. Then third column would be the name of the drawer. Then fourth column would be the date of the bill. Then next is period of bill. Then condition, date of maturity, LF number, amount and remark. Okay, it is same as the bills receivable book. Only some heading would be changed. So this is the format for the bills payable book. So only in this chapter only the theory is provided. So now let's look at the what is cash book. So we have seen that in the subsidiary books discussed above, cash transactions are not recorded in any purchase book and the sales book. We have seen that, correct? So every enterprise or unit prepares cash book to record the such cash transactions. Any cash purchase, any sales or any cash transactions are recorded in the cash book, transaction book, or we can say cash book. Generally, cash book is prepared in three ways. First one is simple cash book, then second is 2-columnar cash book, and third one is 3-columnar cash book. Currently, 3-columnar cash book is more popular. Cash, discount and bank transactions are included in cash book is more popular. Because in 3-columnar cash book, cash transactions, discount any provided, and the bank transactions are recorded in the 3-columnar cash book, and nowadays it is more popular in the market, which we shall discuss in the next chapter. Okay, so petty cash book is only a part of cash book. So petty cash book is also part of the cash book. Petty cash book is prepared to record day-to-day petty business expenses. So petty cash book is also part of cash book, but petty cash book is prepared to record the day-to-day petty. Petty means small cash transactions, like small amount cash transactions. Petty means small. So petty cash book is prepared to record the day-to-day petty means small business expenses. Any small business expenses like stationery expenses, very small, like 100 rupees some. So it is considered as small expenses. So petty business expenses like stationery expense, post and telegram charge, etc. are known as petty cash book. Detailed discussion will be provided in the next chapter. So this was just the knowledge. Only the theory is given in this chapter. Then the last one is journal proper. So journal proper is prepared to record the transactions which are not recorded in any of the 7 subsidiary books discussed above. So for journal proper is prepared when any transaction which are not recorded in the 7 subsidiary books, means purchase book, sales book, purchase return book, sales return book, bills receivable book, bills payable book and cash book. If any transactions which is not recorded in these 7 subsidiary books, then that transaction is recorded in the journal proper. Generally, all the adjustment, then closing entries and the transfer entries are recorded in the journal proper. This will be discussed in detail in the chapter after the chapter of the cash book. In next chapter, this topic will be discussed in a detailed manner. So with this, now we are done with the chapter number 6. So I want you guys to solve the textbook exercise questions, because we have prepared purchase book. We have discussed every example: purchase book, sales book, purchase return book and sales book. So I want you guys to try these questions by yourself, because we have discussed every type of sums which is provided or which is given in textbook exercise questions. So now I want you guys to try it by yourself, and I'm always there. If you have any questions or any doubts, please feel free to comment below the video, or please approach to me for any doubts. So if you have any questions or any doubts, please feel free to comment below the video. So from the next video we are going to start with the chapter 7, that is sketchbook and its types. Okay, thank you.